Munish, what more can you tell us about this case and why a lookout circular?
Well, Paulmi, this is the second time when a lookout circular has been issued against Baiju Ravindran. We have been given to understand is that an year back, for the first time, an LOC was issued against Baiju Ravindran, who is being investigated by the Enforcement Directorate in a FEMA case. Now, if we talk about the case, the overall allegation against the company of Baiju Ravindran and against him is that there was a manipulation of more than 9,000 crore rupees. The Bangalore unit of the Enforcement Directorate had launched an investigation in this case, and at that point of time, a lookout circular was issued. Now, again, the Enforcement Directorate maintains that after 1 year, they have renewed this lookout circular against him, which means that he can travel outside country, but the immigration authorities will keep a tab on where he is traveling, and when he is back to India, then also they will be informing the Enforcement Directorate and other law enforcement agencies who are probing this matter at this point of time. Also, we have been given to understand is that there have been multiple rounds of questioning of Baiju Ravindran. At this point of time, the case is still going on, and there is the ED maintains that they don't want any suspect or accused to flee the country, and that is why this LOC has been issued against him.
Okay, so this essentially, Munish, means that a tab will be kept on him every time he travels overseas.
Exactly, Paulimi, because as far as lookout circular is concerned, this has been maintained by the Central Bureau of Investigation as well as the Enforcement Directorate that whenever they lodge a case against a person, a lookout circular is issued, because we have seen in past that people like Vijay Mallya and Nirav Modi, they flee the country because at that point of time there was no lookout circular against them. There was a circular which was issued to both the agencies, CBI and as well as Enforcement Directorate. And since then there is a protocol. If there is a high-profile case, they lodge a case and then a lookout circular is issued. In this case, we have been given to understand is that because the amount is more than 9,000 crore, there were several rounds of questioning, and still there is a suspicion that maybe some of the accused, some of the suspects in this case may flee the country, and that is why for the second time lookout circular has been issued. As far as Baiju Ravindran is concerned, there was a statement issued by him earlier also saying that he is cooperating with the Enforcement Directorate. As far as ED is concerned, they are saying that the adjudicating authority is already looking into the matter. The overall amount is more than 9,000 crore rupees, and they suspect that there was a huge violation of Foreign Exchange Management Act, and that is why for the second time a lookout circular has been issued against him.
Okay. Munish, again, to just give us a sense of this case, since when has this investigation been underway and at what stage is it at the moment?
Well, for me, the investigation started in year 2022. At that point of time, there were searches conducted by the Enforcement Directorate, and there were summons issued to Baiju Ravindran. At that point of time, the Kochi unit of Enforcement Directorate was probing the matter, but later the investigation was shifted to the Bangalore unit. Even the first lookout circular was issued on the request of the Bangalore unit of the Enforcement Directorate. As far as the entire case is concerned, what they are claiming that there were accounts which were manipulated allegedly by the company Think and Learn, and Baiju Ravindran was involved in it. At this point of time, these are just allegations. But ED claims that when they were going through the accounts, they got gross violations of Foreign Exchange Management Act to the tune of more than 9,000 crore rupees. Baiju Ravindran was asked to submit all the details, all the accounts. The CFO and CEOs of the companies were also questioned. But in FEMA case, what we have seen that it takes a time, because end of the day there is a penalty involved, and the ED is yet to issue any penalty to Baiju Ravindran, but a show cause notice was issued against Baiju Ravindran at that point of time. Still, ED maintains that they want to question Baiju Ravindran in this case, and there is a suspicion that he might flee out of India, and that is why this lookout circular has been issued against him.
Okay, and as far as the interrogation of Baiju Ravindran himself is concerned, when is that expected again?
The lookout circular was issued. The ED claims that whenever there is a need of any personal questioning, they will be issuing summons to Baiju Ravindran. Earlier, what we saw that even after a few summons, Baiju Ravindran the ED was not able to question Baiju Ravindran, and that is when a show cause notice was also issued to Baiju Ravindran at that point of time. Now, ED maintains that not only Baiju Ravindran, but there are also person of interest who were part of the company, and there are allegations that they were also involved in the FEMA violations, and they were at that point of time questioned by the Enforcement Directorate. It has been almost 2 years since the time the investigation was started by the Enforcement Directorate. The case was lodged in November 2022, and later in 2023 there were several rounds of questioning of suspects in the case. At this point of time, there is no clarity when the ED will be issuing the next summon to Baiju Ravindran, but we have been given to understand is that this is an ongoing investigation, and whenever there is a need, Baiju Ravindran and other suspects in the case will be called in for questioning.
Okay. Munish, thank you so much for bringing us all of those details. So, fresh trouble there for Baiju Ravindran. A lookout circular which was issued earlier has now been renewed again. So, the Enforcement Directorate will be keeping tabs on Baiju Ravindran's travel overseas. This so that he doesn't flee the law, doesn't flee abroad. This is to safeguard the interests of investors after the Enforcement Directorate has been investigating alleged FEMA violations as far as Baiju Ravindran and his business is concerned. Is close to the tune of about 9,362.35 crore rupees. Remember, earlier the Enforcement Directorate had initiated investigation on the basis of various complaints regarding foreign investment received by the company Messrs. Think and Learn Private Limited and the business conduct of the company. The company was also stated to have made significant foreign remittances outside India and investments abroad which were allegedly in contravention of provisions, of FEMA 1999 and caused loss of revenue to the government of India.